Greetings people, how's it going? Some random guy here, and today, with all that light in my face, we're gonna take a look at BoomLand. It is a blockchain gaming platform that is backed by Boombit Games, and they say that they have fun, play-to-earn games, NFTs and more. And the most important thing when it comes to everything play-to-earn is that nobody plays those games to have fun. That is like the #1 point of discussion for the past year and a half. Everybody plays those games to earn, so it's more like a little job that you work. But they do something different in here. They bring their expertise of mobile games for Android and iOS into the crypto and play-to-earn space, and then use proven concepts of games that are fun to play and enable the play-to-earn part in those. So Boombit over here is the content provider, and they have like 200 plus mobile games, 1 billion plus downloads. So the chance is fairly high that if you ever played a game on your phone, then it might have been by Boombit. They're also partnered with Polygon, they're also investors in here, and that is also the blockchain that they are going to launch on. The main difference between Polygon and all the other blockchains is that Polygon's gas fees are less than a fraction of a penny. Like, they're so insanely cheap and also fast at the same time that it is not like a detriment to games. They were also featured in a bunch of different news outlets and had articles written about the platform, so you might have seen them on, for example, Crypto News, on Street Insider, or you might have just played one of their games on your phone. But I would just say, with the usual disclaimer out of the way, that this one is not financial advice and that the links to everything are in the description down below in the pinned comment. Let's jump into the action of this PowerPoint presentation where I tell you more about BoomLand. The idea in here is that instead of making things centralized where, again, one company decides everything that is happening for a game, they instead have a vision of a fresh Web 3.0 community, which is for players, by players, get their own marketplace, get the whole play-to-earn aspect, and build the metaverse in a way where players can connect directly with the game developers and also with one another, and then change the trajectory for the future of the platform. And the most important part? This sentence right there. Fun blockchain games are finally here. Finally could be in all caps, because from all the blockchain games that I've played so far, they aren't really fun to play. It's more like you play them and you get like your return on investment within like 2 or 3 weeks, and then you hope you make a profit. But that's like working a less than minimum wage job. So yeah, if they can really make games that are fun to play, not just play to earn, and it's going to be a huge difference in the whole space. Since the inception, they're one of the fastest growing game studios with over 1 billion downloads at over 237 million just last year in 2021. And so far they got 3 different games that are coming soon to not just the website or the metaverse, but to us players, so we can play them, test them, and have some fun. All those videos are hosted on their YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel is different than usual. Sometimes they post like a trailer when you look at other projects, but in here they have weekly AMAs. Like you can see, all those videos are within 2 months, where they show different types, for example, the dungeon store, different game modes, and Hunter on chain. Then also an in-depth live AMA that happened 2 days ago with the head of blockchain product. So for example, if we go to Hunters on chain, you can see the dragon dungeon on how your character walks through, defeats the enemies, uses their abilities, get XP, you level up. And I'm not sure how the art style is called, but it reminds me of like Minecraft/Trove from like a couple years ago. At least that was the last game in this style that I personally played. But for example, you can see the dragon has 145k HP, but still takes some damage. There's certain AoEs that the guy does, and eventually goal is obviously to defeat the monsters in the dungeon, reach the dragon, defeat that, and then get some loot. And then they also got a trailer already for Archery Club, where you can see that it's like an aiming game, because it is archery after all, with moving targets. You gotta look around, shoot, prove your skill, and then go up that tower or that road and increase level by level and get rewarded in coins. At least that's what I think is gonna happen, as that is usually the progression that games take. Besides that, there's also Mighty Heroes, the game that I'm personally the most excited about, because I'm a card player. I used to stream Hearthstone for 3.5 years, and this looks natural to me. You can see the mana, you can see the turn, how much health they have, the creatures, the attack, the life, the different cards in their hand, as well as the special abilities. And if this one is going to be fun to play and play to earn, then that is something that I personally will play for sure. Like, I tested Gods Unchained, and I also played, I think it was called Skyweaver, about like 7-8 months ago. I played the beta in there, and I can tell you, with the beginnings of card games on the blockchain, it's looking quite promising, especially if you're a collector by heart as well, because then you can verify your collection, because it is all on the blockchain. Before we take a closer look at the roadmap, I just wanted to mention that the BoomLand team that is working day in, day out is experienced in the space, and with experienced I mean together just the core team has 90 plus years in the mobile gaming space. So when it comes to making games that people want to play and enjoy playing, they know what they're doing. And then they bring that expertise into crypto, into NFTs, into the blockchain, and the whole metaverse, and hopefully bring us something that we can enjoy but also earn from. We also have a strategic partnership with SpinTop over here, which is also an investor into BoomLand, and the different products that they have, for example, the marketplace, the Gamepedia, the Guildmaker, that is all going to be integrated into BoomLand as well. Speaking of which, here are the steps that they plan on so far. The whitepaper got released, something we're gonna take a look at later on in the video. They have their own GAO. I would assume if DAO stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization, the G might be for gaming, but we will find out soon. Next quarter, they're gonna launch their own Boom token as well as have that listed on an exchange and create the B gem token on top of that. At the first version for Hunters Unchained, the game we just looked at, complete their audit of the second version of the platform, and then also the white paper for the Mighty Chain Heroes. After that, for the end of this year, plans are to update everything, get the next newest iteration of different parts in here, have the white paper for Archery Club ready, then have a multi-studio integration, and then in quarter 1 of next year, so for the next like 9 months, we're planned with a bunch of different stuff. We can be hyped for the release, the soft launch of Archery Club, the balancing of the entire ecosystem, land expansion, and then also Mighty Chain Heroes version 1, so we can play that next year. As for the marketplace that they're working on, that's a place where you can buy and sell NFTs for all the games, and I would assume that one is gonna happen after their token launches over here, as you probably have a governance token as well as a token that is only used as a rewards token that you can then exchange for, let's say, Matic, as it is on the Polygon network, and you might even get a reduced price if you use their token for in-game purchases on their marketplace. The NFTs are also going to launch soon. For example, if you get the Cthulhu winged sea creature called Hunter 1344, a common ancient one, or the Skull King over there, or even a normal hunter, the legendary king, you can then use those characters in game. And now to the white paper. When it comes to the white paper just for Hunters Unchained, which is a battle royale game where players compete against each other, and also the environment and different game modes to be the best hunter, they have a lot to that. For example, hunters have 40 different classes. Down there we've only seen 4 right now. The skeleton and the normal hunter, the legendary king, they're all unique and visually different from each other. For the gameplay, they're going to be a few game modes, not just PvP done, but they have the hunt itself, where 4 hunters compete in the arena within a 3-minute timer. They can earn the B gems token, but then based on the NFT that you have, based on your hunter, they do have a different daily cap, kind of like energy in games until that refills. There's also going to be a boss hunt, might be more difficult, but also more rewarding. Then there's going to be co-op, so if you want to play with friends, where you do face waves of different enemies, and this might be the game mode for you. There's also true PvP, where you can just duel against another opponent. There's a bounty hunter game mode, where you are matched with 9 other players, and whoever gets the highest score in that game is going to end up winning, and that can be played endlessly. And then lastly, there are also dungeons, where again, those are different instances where you go through, defeat enemies, find some loot, and defeat the final boss. As for the hunters, the different character classes, they get 40 different ones as mentioned, and they come in different types of rarities. You can create new NFTs, new hunters when you summon them, and for that you gotta use 5 equipments as well as some of the Boom tokens, and then you make a new one. But then when you use those recipes, there's a certain percentage on the intended hero that you might get. For example, the highest chance for a legendary hero is 4 out of 5, 80%, which means you can still get unlucky, but if you just believe in the heart of the cards, everything should work out fine. Besides that, you can also upgrade your hunters, borrow and lend hunters, so a scholarship system is in place as well, which means if you just want to play for free, or you have enough NFTs and you want to give them to other players and then make passive income because of that, that would also work. The different stats of the hunters vary as well, between 70 and 124 HP, different stats for damage speed as well as attack speed, and then there are also permanent perks that might help you out in different scenarios as well. Besides that, they're also going to have seasons as well as a battle pass, which means that you can progress linearly and get more and more rewards if you own that pass. And there are also going to be guilds within the game, so if you want to play clan wars, for example, like in Clash of Clans, and if your own guild against another, that is also going to be possible. And besides that, there are also going to be special events in the game. In other words, just of the amount of content they're going to launch with, it is already more thought through than like 99.9% of other play-to-earn games. Besides the amount of gameplay we've seen on social media when it comes to YouTube and Twitter, they've also had, I think, 3 different live streams on their Discord server where they've played with the game themselves and showed different aspects of it, which then means if you join the Discord, for example, you might be able to see the next session of that and might ask directly a couple questions. Also, because the whitelist is still open, I would highly recommend you guys to check out the website, check out their social media, pretty much everything in here. They even got Spotify, and then whenever you can see different announcements, you might get a chance of participating and then ending up getting a whitelist spot, and just generally follow them to stay up to date with the release of different games. Because maybe if you like the whole play to earn aspect, then you might play, might earn, and this might turn out fairly well. All in all, when it comes to the quality in here, as well as the amount of work the team has put in so far and the experience they bring into the space, this is like on a different level than all the other stuff we have seen so far. Once the game's officially released, I'm probably going to walk you through and how to set them up, how to get a character, stuff like that, but that is in the future, as you've seen in the roadmap. All in all, I would say, let me know what you think, links to everything in the description down below. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and until next time, take care.